piece you just shared right there. I think that could be a discussion all its own. In the spirit of that, I want to share something with you about an important event happening this summer in Ghana with Mama Kali Ando, and her husband, Dr. Kweku Ando, who's a world-renowned ethnobotanist. Now, the connection here, obviously, is the plants, which is what all the pharmaceuticals base their medicines on, are the plants, right?
Right.
But it's like hyper plants. So pharmaceutical drugs are like basically the plants and their abilities as healing vehicles, like synthesized. Okay? So in other words, like, you're not actually getting plant medicine, even though what they're doing is based on plant medicine. There are pharmaceutical companies right now that have suits against villages in Africa, lawsuits, claiming that they have the patent on the plants that are traditional to the people. But I'm serious, they have like the people in the villages like in court over being able to actually administer healing from the plant and natural medicines to the people of the village, as they've been doing forever. You know what I mean? But it's some real trippy stuff happening, and that's a very important issue. In July, there'll be a gathering called Grandmothers in Ghana. Mama Kali came here and spoke about this on one of our first events here. I just want to read this briefly. The purpose of this, something to pay attention to. A think tank for women of African descent to meet together to plan an alternative future for our children and grandchildren. That opens up a wider discussion. Let me see here. Presently, only the military industry or the prison industry are available as a future destination or career choice for African children in America, especially for the boys. Mama Kali actually explained to me that she was inspired by some of her friends, her peers who have grandchildren who are now, and young boys specifically, who are now in prison or have been like caught up in that system or in some way engaged with the penal system here. And that they recognize they have a responsibility to co-create some solutions for how we can really meet this as an issue for the community. You know what I'm saying? Something to think about. How many parents in the house?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so in light of the fact that you're a parent, you have children to think of. Even if you don't have children, we have children to think of. You know what I mean? In terms of steps ahead.
Real talk.
Yeah, it's real. And so, I don't want to put anybody on the spot. My man Malachi was here a couple of weeks ago. Good to see you, bro. And he offered also something real important, is the presence of the black men. Like, it's not just enough that the grandmothers are having to come together. It's really a matter of the men having to be really included in these sorts of discussions, understanding the reason for men to have men's circles and women to have women's circles. That's a part of our tradition. So then there has to be a coming together of them both. So it's really, right now what I'm seeing Mama Kali initiating is the women coming together in a women's circle. So therefore, naturally, the call has to go out to the men to come together as men. You know, which I really take that as what that was a couple of weeks ago, and like to really represent that. And brothers stepping into it, you know what I'm saying, and really organizing some sustainable plans and things for the community and for family in mind, right? Can I get an ashe on it?
Ashe.
Ashe. That's what time it is. So we want to keep our eyes, our sights on grandmothers in Ghana and what this really means. You know, again, Dr. Ando and his wife have been very, very active, particularly as it relates to botany and plant medicine. Is anybody familiar with Dr. Ando, first of all?
Oh yeah.
In the crowd? Okay.
Oh yeah.
And then his service in terms of plant medicine and the nether dye specifically, and then other plants that he's introduced to people for, you know, holding solutions, you know what I'm saying? So much more than healing. They're really living as whole beings, you know? So with that being said, I invite you to pick up a yellow flyer on the back table, please. Kendo, you about to go. Would you come and share something before you go? Give thanks. I want you to welcome Miss Sister Kenda. I know we have the youth in-house too. I want to respect the families and thank you for coming forward. It's always good to see you. Beautiful song, singer, and then some. Bless her.
My birthday
was on Saturday.
Happy birthday! Hey!
Which makes me a Pisces.
Yeah. All right,
And we're having a Pisces party on March
15th.
Okay.
Okay.
Where is it?
1170 Sylvan Road, Othello Event Hall. On the left, over the track.
Just Pisces
Okay.
folks. But in saying that, did you guys know about the Pisces? There's the one that's swimming upstream and the one that's swimming downstream. So we could be optimistic and just upful and motivating, or we could be real depressed and sad. And so this is like kind of like a mantra I sing to myself, which I like to just share with just like-minded folks, because when we get on this path sometimes, it's just challenging, especially when you think about money and all that kind of stuff. So share this with you guys. And can you kind of like, if you guys can jump in, because y'all all talented, then you know, y'all are more than welcome. So I'll start off with you, what I'm saying. Alright. I claim this I made this I chose this path, so I'm glad to live this side. Came to seek perfection, and so I'm learning my lesson, embracing it all fearlessly. I claim this I made this I chose this path, so I'm glad to live this side. Came to seek perfection, and so I'm learning my lesson, embracing it all fearlessly. I claim this I made this I chose this path, so I'm glad to live this side. Came to seek perfection, and so I'm learning my lesson, embracing them all fearlessly. So blessed I woke up today, so glad I know the way. I'm here to spread the truth, re-educate the youth. I'm here to serve the poor.
Come on.
Do what you can, Lord. You got what you're living for. Teach me, I'll be the Lord. Today is filled with second chances, despite the circumstances. Trust that you'll make a way. Oh, today, don't drown inside the pain. We fall and rise again. This life is yours. I made the sign, made the sign. Show the steps, so I'm glad to live my side. Came to see perfection, and so I'm learning my lesson, embracing them all fearlessly. Came the sign, made the sign. Show the steps, so I'm glad to live this side. Came to see perfection, and so I'm learning my lesson, embracing them all. In a world filled with pain, there is so much confusion. So be careful of what you choose, and don't let them misguide you. There is no time to waste. Look it straight in the face, 'cause you're the leader of your race. Go ahead and set the pace today. If you would second chances, despite the circumstances, trust that you'll make a way. Oh,
Today.
don't drown inside the pain.
No way.
All right again. This life is yours. I made the sign, chose the path, so I'm glad to live.
Live this life.
Came to seek perfection, so I'm learning my lesson, embracing it all fearlessly.
Come on.
Made the sign, chose the path, so I'm glad to live my life.